In this video, we will transport you to a distant and mysterious land, where nature is harsh and unpredictable, and life is rigorous and inflexible. This place is hidden among the endless snowy roofs of Siberia, the village of Rzhavchik, in the Tisul district of the Kemerovo region, which is part of the vast territory of the Russian Federation. The date is September 5, 1969. A day that will forever be etched in the records of time. Alexander Masaligin, an experienced and respected leader of the mines, had watched with trepidation the message he had received. He reported that one of his miners had found what appeared to be a marble sarcophagus, clinging to the ancient embrace of the earth, 70 meters deep. Wasting no time, Masaligin informed the authorities about this enigmatic artifact found in the very bowels of Mother Earth. Rumors among the miners began to spread like the north wind. "They will come and take it from us," they murmured. "And we who discovered it will be left empty-handed. They won't even tell us what was inside." But Masaligin was determined. The sarcophagus was to be brought to the surface. It was a find that could change history. The miners did not cease in their efforts to unravel the mystery to the end, driven by the secret hope of having found a buried golden treasure. With each blow of the pick, with each hour of effort, they were closer to unveiling the enigma locked in the heart of the marble artifact. Finally they opened the sarcophagus. However, the expected objects of gold and precious stones were conspicuous by their absence. In its place, submerged in a strange pink liquid, lay a young woman inside. She possessed a refined beauty and seemed sculpted by nature itself, like a perfect bouquet of the most beautiful flowers in the field. She was around 25 to 30 years old, with a height of about 170 to 180 centimeters, with wide blue eyes that gazed at the sky. Her dark brown hair, soft and brittle, fell over her shoulders like a waterfall, reaching to her waist. She was wearing a delicate white lace dress, embroidered with flowers, which gave her a timeless elegance. Next to her head, submerged in the liquid, rested a small black metal box. To the naked eye, it resembled a modern smartphone, although no one knew for sure what exactly it was. One of the miners, driven by her deep curiosity and ignoring her caution, dipped her finger into the liquid and tasted it. The following week was a nightmare for him. He lost his sanity, and in the harsh Siberian winter, he froze to death outside his house, unable to be recognized. This beauty was christened the Princess of Tisul shortly after his discovery. Apparently, she had been thrown into our time millions of years ago. A few hours after the princess was dug up, men dressed in gray protective suits appeared out of nowhere. They sought to prevent anything that might reveal the mystery of the princess. They addressed the assembled crowd yelling "Contagion, contagion," to disperse it, and soon her mysterious find was snatched from the miners' hands and airlifted to an unknown destination. Subsequently, in the remote Siberian city of Novosibirsk, a scientist came with his hypothesis and speculations. He claimed that the princess was hundreds of millions of years old. According to him, the pink liquid and the fabrics of her clothing were an inexplicable mystery that science had not yet been able to decipher. The local newspaper published a low-profile article about the find. Just when everyone was beginning to believe that this was the conclusion of the story related to the discovery and that no one would know more about it, something unexpected happened. The men in gray suits returned to the village and began searching buildings and houses in the village, confiscating all publications containing such an article. They denied the existence of the princess and did everything possible to erase everything related to her from history. Both the Novosibirsk scientist and the editor of the newspaper were punished for trying to reveal the truth that the state was desperately trying to hide. According to unconfirmed sources, all witnesses to this event died mysteriously in the years that followed. Did they fall victim to the toxic fumes of the enigmatic pink liquid? Or did they fall to the shadowy forces of the KGB? The truth may never be known. However, hypotheses and speculations continue to circulate. Some suggested the possibility that the Princess of Tisul was a representative of an ancient advanced civilization or even an extraterrestrial. These conspiracy theories gained popularity as the government continued to deny its existence. The scientists who were still investigating the case sought to understand how this princess could have lived at least 800 million years ago, during the Paleozoic era, long before the dinosaurs appeared and before our planet formed its first coal. A few years after the enigmatic discovery of the Princess of Tisul, the shores of Rzhavchik once again became an object of interest. On this occasion, an army of specialists and workers was sent in search of more artifacts. The area around the original discovery site was carefully cordoned off and military personnel took it upon themselves to keep curious locals out. One night some of the soldiers decided to visit the local bar. Somewhat drunk, one of them blurted out the most important secret related to her presence. In the excavations, 3 other sarcophagi similar to the first were found. This new information triggered a new wave of questions, highlighting the biggest mystery: how the body of the Princess of Tisul was able to be preserved and encapsulated for so many years without signs of decomposition. She seemed more asleep than dead. For this reason, many called her the real Sleeping Beauty. The Princess of Tisul doesn't seem to be the only one of her kind. In the remote days of ancient Rome, when the empire flourished and civilization was at its peak, an enigma arose. During the time of Cicero, one of the greatest orators and statesmen in Roman history, a secret was buried. A story about a young woman many believed to be his daughter. Her body was found in a sarcophagus, crafted with a mastery that seemed unchanged by the passage of time. But the most amazing thing is that inside the sarcophagus, her body was wrapped in a transparent liquid that apparently kept it in a perfect state of preservation. Multiple attempts have been made to determine the composition of this liquid, but each time scientists were met with the onslaught of the unknown. The liquid remains shrouded in mystery, as much as the woman herself. Over the years, numerous people have questioned the identity of the young woman. Is she really the daughter of Cicero or just a woman who died around her time? No one can provide a definitive answer. The so-called daughter of Cicero has become the object of many speculations and theories. Some believe that she was the victim of an ancient ritual or experiment, while others suggest that she might have been entombed alive, as a last-ditch effort by the ailing Cicero to defy death. Aliens, deities, alchemy, magic, everything has been considered to explain how his body could have been so well preserved over the centuries. However, the truth surrounding this young woman remains one of the greatest enigmas of the ancient world. In the Far East and in the mystical lands of ancient China, a new chapter in our history began. Beyond the thick walls of imposing palaces and the not-so-deep depths of ancient tombs, archaeologists were discovering something extraordinary: the body of a young woman sealed in a sarcophagus, completely covered in an enigmatic liquid. Upon opening the sarcophagus, the liquid instantly evaporated. Everything happened so quickly and unpredictably that only the body of the woman remained, keeping her beauty intact. She lay there in peace and majesty, as if the dream she had fallen into still persisted. The scientists were baffled. This mysterious liquid that evaporated so quickly on contact with the air was something they had never witnessed. What was it? How had he managed to preserve the young woman's body so well over the centuries? The questions were innumerable, but the answers remained absent. The story of the Princess of Tisul turned out to be much larger and more complex than initially assumed. There was more than our eyes could perceive. The mystery surrounding the princess and other secret beauties from the past deepens, and the questions multiply. What are those enigmatic fluids that keep ancient bodies in such a state of conservation? What technology or knowledge was used to achieve this? And most importantly, Where did these women come from and why were they buried in this way? Narratives of the enigmatic mind find spread across the country, sparking heated debates everywhere. Some speculated about ancient and advanced civilizations, ancient aliens, and even parallel realities. Others suggested that they could be religious rituals carried out by ancient cults in search of the path to eternal life. Each of these possible answers feeds the imagination and arouses the curiosity of the public. For many people, this is as intriguing as it is disturbing. The mystery of the Princess of Tisul and other similar figures persists unsolved, keeping in the heart of their sarcophagi the secret and enigma they housed. What else does our planet hide, full of mysteries and secrets? Or what might be hiding a group of individuals who decide what to reveal and what not? It is important to point out that all these informations and affirmations have been refuted by the official authorities. The stories are labeled as urban legends and naturally lack physical evidence. As we know, many fairy tales are built on ancestral tales of events that are said to have occurred countless years ago. Is it possible that the tale of Sleeping Beauty is a fictional version inspired by an ancient true story? We have no way of discerning it, but it is a fascinating question that invites us to reflect at the end of this mystical journey. We thank you again for your company. You will find more similar and interesting videos on our channel.